Hey everybody, we are here at Purple Door with Andrew Schwab. Welcome back. How many times have you done Purple Door?
Man, I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4, probably number 7.
Number 7. And how many times have you spoken at Purple Door as well?
It's the 3rd year in a row.
Okay, so you're starting to really hit up that a lot too. I saw you last year; it was great.
Yeah, it's fun.
I gotta ask you
totally
this.
different thing than playing a show, you know.
You're doing a whole different talk now. You're talking about social media and faith, and really combining some cool topics there. Is that something you're writing about now too?
Yeah, I've been delving into that a little bit. Like the last book that I did, it's called Famous Infamy, and it looks at, kind of the phenomenon of do-it-yourself celebrity a little bit, especially among younger people today. You can't talk about do-it-yourself celebrity if you don't talk about social media. So there's a little bit of that in there, and I just wanted to pick a topic that I thought everyone would relate to.
I'm glad you brought up Famous Infamy because we're from Pittsburgh, so I know we share some Steeler fanage. Even though
black and gold.
Even though we had a disappointing end to our season, but here's the story that everybody was talking about, and I mean Project fans in Pittsburgh. You got married and you went on your honeymoon, and you bumped into somebody there.
I did.
Now, just to paint the picture, a honeymoon is an important time in an early marriage. This is a very exciting. And what happened? Where were you?
So, my wife and I got married at the Grand Wailea, which is in Maui. And it's like a really nice resort. They have like a water park there and stuff, and it's super high class, very cool. And we actually got married on the grounds at the Grand Wailea. Well, on the grounds, it's a really big resort. So we were on one side of the grounds, and on the other side is this restaurant. It's like this floating restaurant where they serve seafood, and all the seafood that they serve, they catch out of a moat that is around this island restaurant. So, and it has this really long name. It's like, they just call it hummus. So anyways, after the ceremony, we were walking over to dinner from one side of the grounds to the other, taking pictures, etc., etc. As we were walking, there was a sidewalk, and there was a couple who had a newborn who were pushing a stroller. The guy was in front because the sidewalk was narrow. Right. So we moved to the side. My wife was walking behind me to let this dude and his baby and his wife pass. So I hear him come up to my wife, and I hear him talking. He's like, "Oh, you guys just got married, huh? Oh, congratulations. That's really cool." And then he kind of came up on me as we were letting him pass, and he said the same thing to me. He started talking to me, and I was like, "Yeah, cool, man." I was kind of in my own world, just got stuff to do. And I kind of like looked at him real fast and looked away and kind of let him keep walking. I didn't totally even like acknowledge him, you know what I mean? It was more like, "Oh, cool." And then like I recognized his face, and it started playing through like the picture Rolodex. So I'm like, "Where do I know this guy?" And he's like already kind of past me, and then I figured it out. It was Troy Polamalu, and I just reeked.
Like, did he have his hair up?
He had his hair up. He was wearing like swim trunks, and a t-shirt, And I just, like, I've met a lot of, my musical heroes along the way. Right. You know what I mean? I don't really freak out about it because that's something I do.
It's your industry.
It's my industry, right? Athletes, totally different story. So I turned in like a little family. I was like, "Troy, what's up, man?" And like, he's totally cool. Hung out for like 20 minutes with us.
20 minutes, and
took pictures. Like, I have a framed picture in my office.
Oh, I imagine.
8x10, he and I.
So it's actually a really fun honeymoon memory, but it's funny the way you describe it.
It was like God's stamp of approval on the marriage.
That's great. It's funny how you describe it in the book. Fame is infamy, which is great. And one other thing I got to ask you about, because it looks like there's a good chance for a storm to roll in during Under Oath tonight. And you tend to hear some questions about a story that involved Purple Door, rain, and mud. What happened?
Purple Door, rain, and mud is a recipe for awesome or disaster, depending upon who you are.
Let's say it was, 4 years ago?
It was longer than that, actually.
How many years?
2004.
2004.
So 7 years ago. Yeah, like I said, depending on who you ask, this is a great story. It's an infamous story, but it had rained that year at Purple Door, and we were on stage. We were playing. We were actually the last band to play on the festival on the second stage.
Okay.
We had a good-sized crowd, and as we were going into our encore, I had the bright idea to get the crowd to start throwing mud at each other. And then,
so you accept responsibility for the encouragement?
Well, I got them throwing at one another. And then, during our final song, which is a song called Pipe Dream off of our first album, which we did not play after this event for many years, but we're actually playing tonight for the first time at Purple Door.
Nice.
Since
breaking news.
Since the event. So I basically said to him, "You guys are very polite for not throwing mud at me," and I think that they caught my sarcasm. So the next thing we knew, the entire stage was destroyed with mud, and it was a big deal. We didn't play Purple Door for a few years after that.
Oh man, but the relationships are mended and.
Oh yeah, dude, it's ancient history. It's a joke now.
So you guys have just finished up. You finished the 15 tour with Children 18.3.
Yeah, and write this down.
And I got one more question I got to ask you, because I heard an interview with you where you said that you would like your next album to possibly be harder than anything you guys have ever done before.
Yeah, that's my
And
goal.
there are drooling fans wondering what that is going to look like.
I mean, we will never be a metalcore band or a screamo band or even a hardcore band, but I think like our early influences were like the hardcore bands of sort of that era, you know. And it would be cool to do a record that sort of encapsulates some of the newer influences, you know, just bands that we like and just things that we like. To do a version of Heavy that's still Project 96, but still quite a bit heavier than any of our records, and that's my goal.
Going into the studio anytime soon?
We're just gonna start writing after this trip.
Okay.
So it should be cool.
Very good.
I'm excited about
So
it.
you're writing songs, you're writing books, you're
Writing
a
a book,
Renaissance man.
Yeah, dude. I try to do as much as I can to stay busy. Got a family. Got have opportunities to use my gifts. Hopefully, bless some people. You know. So it's cool, man. I'm very thankful to be able to do what I do.
Well, I appreciate the time. I really appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me.
All right.